Hi and welcome back. In the last video you saw how you can use the alert box to display something on the browser. Now in this video we're going to look at how you can select an element within your HTML. So we're going to use an example of the getElementById, and then we are going to use inner HTML to add something into that HTML. So if I come into any HTML document, we have these tags. You have HTML tags, you also have classes, and you have IDs. So you can use an ID or a class or even a tag to select an element that is within an HTML document. So in this example, we're going to use select an element by the ID. So in future, we'll take a look at more details on how you can select elements using the tags, using the classes, and other nodes within the HTML. So if I come here into the script, let me comment out this. The first thing is for you to select. You select the element. So in this case, getElementById heading 2, and I want to add something into this within this h2 element here. So I'm selecting that element with an ID of 2. Then I'm putting that inside this variable. And once I've selected the element, the ID, I can do whatever I want with that selection. So in this case, I've selected the heading 2 ID, and I want to add some HTML inside it. So I'll say add heading dot inner HTML is equals to that. So I'm putting this inside of this h2. So if I save this and I come back, you see that we don't have any h2 under this, but when I reload, you see we have added this one. So there are different ways of adding and selecting things within the HTML. You can use the ID, which is usually the easiest way. As long as an element has an ID, you'll just select that ID and then do whatever you want with that particular element. You can also use get elements. Let me come down here. There is also get elements by name. You can also get elements by the class name. Then you can also get an element by tags. So you'll put the tag that you want here. If you want to select p tags, then you'd say the position. So we're going to look at all of this in detail. So let me just end it here, because we'll look at this in more details in future when we get to the DOM, that is the document object model. So I wanted us to take a detour and just have a look at how you can output elements in the browser. So the first one we did was the document.write, which we say that you should not use in production. Just use it if you want to test something really fast. You can use the document.write, then console.log. It will log anything that you tell it to log inside the web console or the browser console, depending on the browser that you're using. Then we have the window.alert, which is one of the ways I had used in the prior examples to show output, whereby I was using alert in Scratchpad on my Firefox. Then in this video, we have taken a look at how you can select an element. In this case, we selected an element which had an ID of heading 2, and then we said that inside that inner HTML, let's put this text. So we'll continue on with what we were working on earlier. So I'll see you in the next videos.